In-N-Out Burger's alleged new mask policy is causing controversy. Now, to quickly sum it up, apparently what's going on is that at In-N-Out chains, specifically in California, I believe, they're basically saying that you can't wear a mask at all. For COVID-19, masks were normal, obviously, and then, after a while now, to be fair, I'm from Texas, so I don't know how it works for y'all. But over here, it's like so unnormal to find a person with a mask. But you know what's funny about all of this is this week I tried In-N-Out for the first time. And I thought it was mid. I'm doing a fast food tier list on my second channel. Link description down below for that second channel where I'm doing vlogs. And I'm doing just kind of personal videos. So if you want to see more about me, second channel called Dundo Vlogs. And it's funny because in the ranking I put it as mid. I'm not a fan of In-N-Out. I'm from Texas, man. I roll different. And to me, In-N-Out's so overrated with their burgers. But yeah, apparently they released something. Okay, let's actually read it. Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, Texas, and Utah associate. Oh, okay. So this applies to Texas. Okay. We are introducing new mask guidelines that emphasize the importance of customer service and the ability to show our associates smiles and other facial features while considering the health and well-being of individuals. We believe this policy will also help to promote clear and effective communication both with our customers and among our associates. Our goal is to continue to provide safe and customer-centric store and support environments that balance two things that In-N-Out is known for: exceptional customer service and unmatched standards for health, safety, and quality. General guidelines: no mask shall be worn in the store or support facility unless an associate has a valid medical note exempting him or her from... Whoa, why didn't they say them? I'm just kidding, by the way. from this requirement. Associates who wear masks for medical reasons must wear a company-provided N95 mask. Note: a different type of mask may only be worn with a valid medical note exempting the associate from an N95 mask requirement. The policy applies to all stores and support associates working in Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, Texas, and Utah, except associates who are required to wear masks or other protective gear as part of their job duties, e.g. patty, room associates, lab technicians, painters, etc. All associates, regardless of whether or not they are required to wear masks, are expected to maintain our grooming standards. Whoa, they're grooming people in In-N-Out? Bro, we're canceling In-N-Out for the wrong reasons right now, okay? I think we need to talk about this grooming allegation. I'm just kidding, obviously you got to get Colleen Ballinger, James Charles, and EDP to work there if that's the case. I'm just kidding. Proper personal hygiene and cleanliness to ensure a safe work environment. First of all, bro, if you're hiring teenage guys, especially because teenagers tend to smell bad. Teenage guys, no disrespect, but y'all gotta go buy deodorant. You're not gonna get good hygiene if you got teenage guys working there. Medical note: associates who have specific medical condition or health concerns that requires them to wear a mask must provide a valid medical note to their store manager, divisional manager, or human resources. Without disclosing the medical diagnosis or confidential medical information, the medical note should clearly state the reason for the exemption and include the estimated duration. If applicable, to the extent medical information is provided, it will be treated with strict confidentiality and handled in accordance with applicable privacy laws. Compliance and enforcement. Failure to comply with this policy may result in appropriate disciplinary action, up to and including termination of employment based on the severity and frequency of the violation. Policy review. The policy will be reviewed periodically to ensure its effectiveness and compliance with evolving health guidelines. Revisions to the policy will be communicated to all associates in a timely manner. Local health authority guidelines. The policy is subject to local health authority guidelines and regulations. In case of any conflicts or inconsistencies, the prevailing health guidelines will take precedence. In addition, we will continue to evaluate and approve, where appropriate, reasonable accommodations for medical, religious, and other protected reasons of our grooming guidelines. Whoa, they have guidelines for grooming? So when it comes to this whole COVID vaccine, mask, everything, I feel like this is kind of an outdated conversation. Although then again, I'm from Texas. Over here, we kind of ignored COVID for the last, way before any other state in the United States. And even where I worked, I never really had to wear a mask. The very few times I ever wore a mask was when I went out to a store, or when I went to go get a haircut. And so I never really felt the mask thing, although I am vaccinated. I will say that. And to me, my moral, like, I've never really spoken about it publicly, but to me, I'm always about the individual person as a choice. Now, when it comes to masks, I am glad that they did enforce masks because I don't care what you say, COVID is real. And I think the simplest thing any person could do is put on a mask. It's not controlling, it's just covering your mouth. That's about it. And I was fine with mask mandates, and I'm fine with it. And now I'm like, hey, now that COVID's less of an issue, I think masks should be kind of a balance of, if someone wants to wear it, they should be able to wear it. And I'm sorry, but because I always saw people making excuses of, oh, I can't breathe or anything. And I'm sorry, it's like, you're telling me this little mask means you can't breathe? And a lot of times it was from like young, healthy people saying this. I'm like, bro, you're young, you're healthy, you're in your 20s. The hell are you doing complaining about masks? Now, when it comes to vaccines, I actually have a different opinion on that. And I actually have a hot take on that. When it comes to vaccines, I believe every person has the right and freedom, as not just Americans, but as human beings, to choose what they put in their body. And I think that includes vaccines. Look, I do believe in promoting vaccines. I got vaccinated myself. Although I was a little late to the party, I got vaccinated in January of 2022, actually. I was pretty late. And look, I'm a very left-leaning person. I'm going to be completely honest. My politics tend to be very left-leaning. But there's also certain things about me that don't really match that. And one thing about that was the vaccines. To me, I believe vaccines are a choice. I don't believe it should be enforced. I'm sorry, a needle being put onto someone shouldn't be forced. And I saw places, companies, like, to me, I must say this right now. I appreciate Kyrie Irving for taking a stand and not getting the vaccine. Because to me, I don't think it should be forced on a person, especially because this is something dangerous. With a mask, it's different. A mask is literally just a piece of cloth you put in your mouth, and it helps everyone else. Not only that, but it's kind of nasty that you're fine with people just sneezing and they're but when it comes to vaccines, it was a completely different ball game. Me, I'm vaccinated, and I wore masks when it was necessary. One of my issues that came from that era is that you had like 40-year-old Karens constantly harassing teenage employees who literally didn't make the rules at all, and their entire thing was, "You're denying my freedom, my freedom." And it's like, shut up. But when it comes to In-N-Out, this is a brain dead decision. Because while yes, COVID isn't as much of an issue, it's still out there. And I think it's completely disrespectful to say, hey, you can't wear a mask. That's just company policy. First of all, I don't get the whole point. My assumption is they want their employees to smile and for people to see that smile. The reason why I find that silly is, have you ever been to a fast food place? Those employees aren't smiling. They're miserable. I rarely ever get a nice fast food employee, and I'm completely fine with that because I know their job is miserable. I try to make their life as inconvenient or as convenient as possible by just ordering something simple, not that hard. The good thing about me is when I get burgers, I basically get everything. Pickles, onions, tomatoes, I get everything except for ketchup. Screw ketchup. I'm sorry, ketchup on burgers never belongs. That's not a good match. But usually I try to make it convenient. I'm pretty quick, straightforward. And so because I know they're struggling. They're getting underpaid for a job that they're working long hours and just sucks because you're having to deal with people who are just dickheads. All right? And if you're one of those people that treat fast food employees as, like dickheads, then I'm sorry that you're just a piece of shit. But I find it silly to say you can't wear a mask at all. I'm fine if it, because this is probably normal now. An employee doesn't have to wear a mask. That's all right. That's cool. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I encourage that. Hey, you let the employee decide. But to say you can't wear a mask unless you have medical reasons, like, I don't get any excuse, because it's not like somebody goes to an In-N-Out and says, "Oh my God, they're wearing a mask. I'm not coming here again." Unless you're some weird, crazy, conservative lunatic. But that's like 0.1% of the population. But still, no one cares. The employees aren't smiling, so who cares? Now, to be fair, I've only been at In-N-Out once, and it's the one that they just recently built here in Texas. So that's my only reason to why I went. I'm not from Cali. Never want to step foot in that state. I'm happy in Texas. I'm a proud Texan, and I find it completely impossible I'll ever leave Texas. But I don't get why even this rule applies. Like, it's just silly. It's a little berserk in a way. I mean, just let an employer make their decision. And right now I've seen a lot of like now, because every time there's an internet issue, it's always liberals and conservatives like getting into major arguments. You're seeing liberals saying, "Oh, we're gonna boycott In-N-Out," but I'm seeing also conservatives being like, "Hell yeah, freedom!" And I'm like, I don't think it's freedom to not allow someone to wear a mask that they deem is good for them, you know. And I think that's just silly. I feel like if you really are an American, you should be a little frustrated with this decision, because I believe companies shouldn't tell their employees that they can't make a true choice on wanting to keep themselves safe. Now, usually when it comes to a company making a rule, I'm completely fine with what they got. At the end of the day, you as a person choose whether or not you work for that company. You know, let's say a place tells you that you got to cut your hair or you have to shave your beard, then you got to do it. And if you don't want to, you don't have to work for them. You know, kind of reminds me of Jonah Hill and his relationship issues right now, where people thought he was being abusive, but he really wasn't. He was just saying, hey, these are some rules I have. If you don't want to be in it, then cool, you can move on. You know, but we live in a weird time. We live in a time where, unfortunately, right now, the youth is kind of being indoctrinated into being into politics. I'm sorry, that's just truth. The youth right now are struggling with either being enforced to be a hard left liberal or an alt-right conservative. That's the unfortunate thing that I feel like needs to get talked about. Indoctrinated is too heavy of a word. I'd say more being influenced to be on the. And I remember when I was younger, it was so normal not to be political. Usually it was just your crazy uncle that would just say something political and you just ignore it. Now it's like everyone needs to be political, you know. But when it comes to this mask stuff, I think this is so stupid. This is stupid. I don't get any benefit from it, and I don't get why. At the end of the day, I think you're just going to isolate certain... I mean, to be fair, most people aren't wearing masks. Then again, being biased, I'm from Texas. Again, I haven't left the state since 2020, I believe. So I don't know, man. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But I don't know. It is what it is. Anyways, those are my thoughts. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about this. Do you agree, disagree, whatever it is? Let us know in the comment section down below. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Ciao.
Trapping out like a trap. I do this shit for my mama. You believe in me? Do you even see where I'm trying to go? I can't go back home, nah. I've been left alone for so many times. Grabbed on a microphone, now I'm on my grind. So my life as a puzzle, I got a mastermind. But it wasn't easy, but the fact I nearly lost my life. They ain't have faith, so I didn't know belief. I was scared to see, I fell asleep. When I woke trying to get the map complete. My life's like a game.